Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd. Welcome back to Fallout's Tale of Two Wastelands. Well, last time, we went on a culinary adventure for Moira. But, yes, today, we need to turn our attention to something a bit more practical. In particular, yes, I'm feeling like, my loadout could do with some improvements. I need some better guns, damn it. And what better place to start than Rivet City Marketplace, a beautiful gun vendor in there, one of the biggest markets in all of Fallout 3. But, I know what you're thinking, John, why has Rivet City been rotated 90 degrees? Because these doors aren't supposed to be there, they're supposed to be, yes, like one wall over. And yes, there's a reason for this. I noticed Rivet City had been a bit redone, and one of the people who made the mod was kind enough to email me and let me know why. It's because actually, the original doors were kind of in the wrong place. After all, in the base game, the bridge tower door is supposed to be right here. So just imagine for a second, bearing in mind, yes, where the walls are and whatnot, how the internal geometry of Rivet City is supposed to go. Step inside the stairwell, and you turn left in order to access the various corridors that lead back towards the stern of the ship. So we've turned left, and now we're walking in a straight line, but, this shouldn't be possible. It doesn't make sense. We should have immediately passed out of the ship, unless, of course, there's, like, a hidden invisible corner we simply don't have access to. This door doesn't make sense being where it's supposed to be in the base game. It simply doesn't work. And the reason for that is, yes, Rivet City underwent some last-minute tweaks in the later stages of Fallout 3's development. The entire boat was moved. Its orientation was supposed to be different. It was supposed to be somewhere over there, nearby to the Jefferson Memorial, and not as it does right now, facing from kind of east to west vaguely, I'd say. But yes, it all got moved around, areas got cut, the engine room got taken out, etc, etc, etc. Basically, yes, Rivet City was a bit hacked together, leaving its internal geometry a bit of a mess. So this mod has just rearranged some of the doors to make Rivet City actually make sense in terms of, you know, its internal coherent layout. And you can spot in the game some of these last-minute tweaks that actually came after the voice lines had been recorded. So, say we go over to this lovely guard right here and ask her to point me in the direction of the science lab.
At the stern. That's the west end to you.
So okay, the game clearly states the stern of the ship, that's the rear, is at the west. Except no, it's not. The stern is very categorically and visibly to the east. The bow, the front of the ship, that's to the west, and we know that's the bow, and that can't possibly be the stern, because that area is called the broken bow if you go over to the doors. So the guards are simply wrong about the geographical facing of this boat. So yes, the rearrangement must have come after the various voice lines were recorded, which is very, very interesting indeed. Anyway, just a small note about Rivet City, and why, yes, some of the doors might be not entirely where you're expecting. Still, while we were chatting about that, yes indeed, time passed, the market opened, brilliant. So, if we want a new gun, what better place to start than the gun vendor? Brilliant. You see, never say no to a very poor condition shotgun that I can use to repair my own. Brilliant. Oh, and here's sexy too. Some New Vegas mods have been added for, yeah, the revised Fallout 3 gun. So, if I want my 32 rifle to have a greater ammo capacity, I can do that, and honestly, that's pretty cheap, I'm not saying no. Top up the ammo supplies while I'm passing by too, absolutely lovely. And all in all, I'll say that's a good deal. Now, there's a giant pile of stuff we could be doing here in Rivet City, but yes indeed. I'm after one person in particular who's going to be pointing me at the adventure I want to go on today. Here we go, the lovely Mei Wong.
Stay away from me. What do you want? Are you one of them?
And yes, indeed, I am one of them, because the one of them she's talking about is, slavers. And, I'll be honest, I have dabbled in a bit of slavery, just to, you know, offset the good deeds I do. I am very committed to neutrality.
I used to be a slave. I saw a slaver on this ship. His name is Sister. I'm afraid he's after me.
So we got ourselves a runaway slave and somebody trying to track her down, except there's actually a bit more to it than that. You see, I imagine most people on speaking to Mei Wong just to give her the money. She wants 25 caps to buy a gun to defend herself, and in this game, 25 caps is loose change down the back of the sofa. So I imagine most players just give it to her and never think about this mission again, because she wants to protect herself and not be a slave again. Seems fairly legit, but yes, there is one rather important thing. She's wrong. Sister is a slaver and is on this boat looking for an escaped slave, except it's not May that he's looking for. Regardless, I'm going to give her the money because she gives me in return something that's gonna be rather useful to me.
I don't have anything to give you, but I think I can trust you with a secret. If you ever go up north, there is a secret slave hideout called Temple of the Union. You might find them useful.
So there we go, Temple of the Union, very nearby to Minefield. We'll be nipping over there in just a second. But yes, as I was just saying, though May is now very happy and I've picked up some karma and she's given me this location, she was wrong. Sister was never looking for her in the first place. So just head to the hotel rooms and crack open Sister's door. Very easy, anybody can do it. And yes, indeed, on this table, we've got the answer as to who Sister is really looking for.
We have a little assignment from the Commonwealth. A very important slave escaped into the Wasteland. Well, it's not exactly a slave. It's what they call an android, a kind of synthetic man. The important thing isn't what this guy is. The important thing is the job pays more than you can imagine. He thinks the synth man might be looking to get in touch with a doctor or a tech head. If you want to cut, then get a move on.
And honestly, Sister has done a brilliant job, has managed to make it to the right city. Sister was hot on the android's trail, but okay, how about we just rewind time a little bit? You see, I don't actually want to touch that tape just yet, because we're not doing Replicated Man today, and there's a very good reason I don't want to pick up that holotape right this second. So, okay, put a pin in that. As I say, today we're going to the Temple of the Union, aside from one small problem. Giving Mei Wong that money has pushed me into being morally good. Okay, you caused this problem, so you are going to help me fix it. Alright, May, you just hold still for a second, and lovely. So, May, don't worry about anything. I have got this lovely amulet for you, alright? You are going to love it.
Okay, hey, this thing feels weird. Can I take it off now?
So, fun fact, no you can't.
Oh, that sounds painful. Okay, which way is Paradise Falls again?
And there we go, Mei Wong has now been enslaved, though the local security are not desperately happy about this, by the way, given I just, walked into their marketplace and then shot one of their citizens with a stun gun and then slapped a bomb collar on her. So, we're going to have to leave for just a tiny bit of time now. Still, mission complete, we're back to neutral. So okay, I gained karma by giving her 25 caps, and I lost karma by slapping a bomb collar on her and condemning her to a lifetime of slavery. This doesn't feel entirely balanced now I say it out loud, actually, no. But you know what? That's okay. I'm going to balance the scales again by going to the Temple of the Union and helping out those guys. And naturally, this brings me back to the location I seem to be coming back to every bloody week. It's Minefield, which is actually very nearby to the Temple of the Union. But before we head over there, no. Do not forget to check in with this large building right here up the hill from Minefield. Obviously, you're going to run into this pretty early on in the game, given Moira sent you to Minefield, and do not fail to come in this direction while you are passing by. And in particular, just, ignore the building itself. Instead, we are making our way over here to the smaller outbuilding. Just, yeah. Be aware, there may well be a robo-brain or something of that nature floating around, so how about we just get its attention. Lovely. Sneak attack critical. No need to panic too much about this, because yes indeed, I'm just swimming in pulse weaponry and all the rest of it. here we go, one pulse mine. Buddy, you plan to make it to me? Looks like you're trying to get this way one way or another. Yep, here I am, just as soon as he makes his way around the corner. No problemo. Nice thing about Robo Brains, so slow, you can just mine up the area in plenty of time, and then just there we... That really should have killed you, by the way. That was the one job of a pulse mine. Okay, fine. Pulse grenade it is. So just to pop that over there. And... there we go. That's what pulse mines are supposed to do, damn it. So, into the substation. And seriously, this place is an absolute gem of a find. So, Nuka Quantum. Gonna be needing some of that down the line. Bottle cap mine. Very, very powerful indeed. And the schematics for the railway rifle. Oh, yeah. Oh, flippin' yeah. And also, the greatest treasure of all, tin cans. Everybody loves tin cans. And to make that, I'm going to be needing, yes, a crutch, a battery, a pressure cooker, and a steam assembly thing. And wouldn't you know it, given this power plant is located just up the road from Minefield, you can find everything you need right there. So, start at the Gibson house. That gets me the pressure cooker and the crutch upstairs. Move around the corner to Benson. And this guy's got the steam assembly thing in. Honestly, this is the point where I start getting suspicious that this was all done by design. Because you may have noticed, by the way, that, yes, last time I needed to build a new weapon, the shish kebab, I came straight to Minefield. It is my view that the dev team intentionally made Minefield the location you can build basically every special weapon in Fallout 3. It is just an absolute treasure trove of everything you need to do crafting. And speaking of which, just round the corner to the Zane house. And there we go, and there's the battery in the kitchen. Brilliant, a clean sweep, nice and easy. And with that, we have got a railway rifle. Brilliant, though it is going to be terrible right now. Because yes, how good the weapon condition is when you first craft it is a function of your repair, and my repair is bad, so yes, hardly spectacular. But even then, actually, DPS 127, damage 34, when I am nowhere near meeting the criteria, that is not bad, you know. The power plant by comparison is completely uninteresting. There is one thing in there of note, which is a unique power fist called Fisto, but 1, it's hardly that spectacular, 2, it's not relevant to my character, and 3, there are some potentially really nasty ghouls floating around in that building. I think there might be a guaranteed glowing one in there, so we're just going to be passing over that for the time being. Instead, we need to get some ammo for my railway rifle, so... oh yeah, here we go. Back to Moresti. Anything like, you know, a train yard or a train station, you're going to be able to find railway spikes dotted all over the place. So, what makes this gun worth going out of the way for? Well, I'd say the advantages are divided in two. The practical and the purely aesthetic. Okay, the practical benefits, this thing, 1, hits pretty bloody hard, 2, does bonus limb damage, like triple normal limb damage, and bear in mind, when a person's limb is crippled, they do a big, oh no, my limb is crippled animation. Effectively, it's like a stagger. And on top of that, it's got a good chance of getting a crit in normal combat, so yeah, solid gun all round. But that's not why we use it. No. The reason we use this gun is because it goes toot toot when you fire it, and if you kill someone with it, if you get very, very lucky indeed, then all sorts of fun stuff happens. So let's just see if we can just knock this individual's head off, and oh yeah. Now, you may notice this individual doesn't appear to have a head anymore. So if we just follow the trajectory of fire for a second, keeping a close eye out. There we go, up on the cliff over here. That is his head, which has been pinned to the wall by the railway spike, because this gun is just bloody hilarious, okay? That's why we use the gun, because it goes toot toot, and it blasts people's heads off and pins them to the wall. Still, let's just go over to a more reliable day-to-day weapon, just for the time being, because, oh yeah, with that gun, we're only just getting started. Okay, back to Minefield. We are now breaking east. We're heading straight to the Temple of the Union to pick up our main objective today, and also make amends for enslaving Mei Wong, which I do feel a bit bad for, yes. Alright, just past the Roach King's throne, which we passed by previously. Yeah, just over the hill. Beyond that, we have made it magnificent.
What's your business, stranger?
Okay, here's a surprise. I was wondering whether something special might come up here, but, yes, despite the fact I was told about this location by a slave who I helped and then didn't, but I did help her first, there is no special speech option for Simone where I can say, hey, I'm a friend, let me help you.
Hannibal says I gotta let folks like you in, but that don't mean I have to like it. Keep your hands in sight and don't make any sudden moves. I'm coming down to open the gate.
Alright, and there we go. I am in regardless. Brilliant. I'm going to ring the doorbell anyway, though. I wonder what that... Oh, hang on. I wonder if you need to use that at the middle of the night. I honestly don't know.
I'm locking the door behind you, so don't try anything. I'm watching you.
She just let the door close.
You again. Don't dawdle. Get in here.
Okay, this time, right. Go in nice and fast. Don't stand outside and just, speculating about the door, because they will just lock you out. Marvellous. So, Hannibal, let's me and you have a lovely chat next to the head of Abraham Lincoln.
Ah, a visitor. Welcome to the Temple of the Union. I'm not going to ask you who you are. For the moment, I don't care. We are all escaped slaves. I need your solemn promise not to betray us to Paradise Falls or the slavers. Until I get that, you cannot leave here. So, do I have your word?
I do enjoy that he says this, like I'm, locked in a secure location or anything. And there aren't several wide open windows in sight right now. And if you say no, you can just jump out the window. It's no problem whatsoever. But you know what? No. No. I solemnly swear to protect your lovely temple, Hannibal.
Welcome, sister, to the Temple of the Union. Our home is your home. Your past is your own affair so long as you serve our common good. As a symbol of our trust, here is a key to the gate.
Honestly, I'm surprised he's being this friendly. Like, I've enslaved... is it 2 people so far? Yeah, it's 2 people so far, and the third I was trying to enslave, but her head exploded instead. But, okay, he doesn't know that, and that's probably for the best, actually.
I want to move all my people to the memorial site for the great Abraham Lincoln, but I need to know if it's safe. I've heard rumors of super mutants infesting that area, though. We need to send someone to check that out first.
And there we go. Step 1, I need to go and check out the Lincoln Memorial. Obviously, that's at the end of the mall, where I've already been, so it's pretty quick and easy to go and take care of that.
One other thing, talk to Caleb. He'll need your help. We can't leave unless he's ready too.
So there we go, a 2-part objective, and Head of State begins.
Our ancestors honored Lincoln's life with a display in the Museum of History. I'm hoping that a picture of the memorial still survives in there.
And there we go, part 2 of the mission, bring this guy a picture of the memorial so he can restore it. So, as we've already done the Museum of Technology, we've already got a nice little beachhead right here in the center of the mall by the Washington Monument. So, okay, fast travel back to here, live is good, and yes indeed, over on this side of the mall, we should be pretty safe. The mutants are mainly just in, yes, the various trenches over on that side. So, step 1, we want to make our way round to the Museum of History. And here we go, because yes indeed, we've got a couple of stops to make in here. Step 1, straight ahead of us, Underworld, another city we need to visit.
Oh, well, would you look at that? We got us a smooth-skinned visitor. Ooh-wee, we ain't seen one of your type in a long time.
And there we go, this is a city of ghouls. Though, fortunately, despite being a bit snippy, they're mostly willing to deal with you. And conveniently enough, the guy who welcomes you also happens to be a repair person. Brilliant. And honestly, he's pretty bloody good. Repair skill 56 is not terrible. So okay, it's a bit on the expensive side, but oh yeah, I am paying for Railway Rifle to be increased in power every time. Now today we're just going to be passing through, though while we are passing by, there is one rather curious thing in this place. Downstairs we've got Tulip, the main general trader in this town. and she sells the schematics for the railway rifle. Now you may be thinking, John, you've already got the schematics for the railway rifle. Yes, this is a mechanic I think just really doesn't work particularly well in Fallout 3, which is if you have got one set of schematics, then the condition of the weapon is, I believe, your repair skill multiplied by 0.75. If you pick up 2 schematics, it's your repair skill times 1, and all 3, because there are 3 of every schematic in the world somewhere, 1.25 times repair skill. But this is just such a bloody weird thing, because you can just take your weapons to, like, any shop in this game and ask them to repair the weapon. Like, I can't imagine a scenario where my response to a custom weapon starting to become low condition is, okay, I guess I'll gather the 4 things I need to craft a new one, but okay, it's just a thing in this game that there are multiple schematics and yeah, they make the weapon you craft a bit higher condition starting, but again, unless you've got really high repair, it's barely going to make a difference, and repair just is not a skill. The vast majority of characters are going to be rushing to high levels. There are so many more important skills. Lockpick, science, your primary damage dealing, speech, medicine, loads of stuff that's just way more important day to day than repair. Still, for the time being, don't worry about Underworld. We'll be back when we want to do it properly. For the time being, I'm going to desperately try to avoid getting distracted. Instead, we want, yes, the side door right by the woolly mammoth. Brilliant. We're going towards the Lincoln exhibits. And this here is a really cool area because, as you may notice immediately in the background, it's not just me in here. No. There are ghouls and there are turrets. So you don't actually have to be, you know, a combat expert to get through this area. Instead, sneaking's an option, but on top of that, yes, you can just get the turrets to do a fair whack of the work for ya. For the most part though, yeah, ghouls are hardly the toughest enemies in the world, so my character should be pretty well set up to just pop out, pop them in the back of the head, no trouble whatsoever, especially if we can get the odd sneak attack, but even if we can't, you know what, they're looking pretty screwed, and they do a nice drama roar before they actually charge anyway, giving you a good opportunity to finish them off. Lovely. So okay, these guys should not be a problem. So officially, we're just here for, yes indeed, a picture of the Lincoln Memorial for Caleb. But there is an unmarked mission that we're also going to be doing, and I'm also going to be making some historical amends in more ways than one. Which is, many years ago, when we visited this museum during Fallout 3 Kill Everything, I made up some untrue facts about Abraham Lincoln and America in general. And I'm gonna make that up to you today by telling you some real facts about Abraham Lincoln and some of the truly weird stories represented by some of the stuff you can find in this museum. So, to get a full set, we're looking for 9 items. Number 1, right here in the starting area, Lincoln's Diary. So okay, keep on keeping on, and seriously, watch out for turrets, because turrets can really bloody hurt. So okay, just eyes open, hearing the turrets doing their job already. Brilliant. I'm also going to give you a really important piece of advice for this area, which is do not use explosives, because what we're trying to do is collect items that are scattered around these various rooms, and none of them are, like, you know, glued to the table or anything. Oh no. No. They will happily Bethesda off into space. Alright, you just look at an item funny in this game, and sometimes it'll just decide, hey, I'm gonna go live on the moon now. Or maybe I'm gonna fall out of the world, or go in a wall, and basically I'm not going to be here anymore. So just use bullets. Here we go, item number 1, the Action Abe action figure. And you may notice something rather curious about this guy, which is, he appears to be holding a sword. Well, there is a reason so catastrophically stupid, I refused to believe it was real, until I found the story repeated on the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum website. So, okay, just bear with me here, because this is going to sound like I'm making it up. Like, this sounds dumber than the stories that I made up about Abraham Lincoln when I was doing this during Kill Everything. But I swear this is true, and you can look this up. So in the year 1842, Abraham Lincoln was involved in a political spat with the Illinois State Auditor, James Shields, and Abraham Lincoln decided to do the only rational, reasonable thing he could do as part of this spat, which is wrote a letter to a local newspaper pretending to be a local farmer's wife called Rebecca, in which she alleged that James Shields was a fool, a liar, and a womanizer. Unfortunately, Shields knew the editor and was able to make him reveal that it was Abraham Lincoln who wrote the letter, which led to some political wrangling, which obviously, these being two rational adult men, ended in James Shields challenging Abraham Lincoln to a duel to the death. Abraham Lincoln, being aware that James Shields was good with a gun and would probably kill him if it came to a duel with pistols, decided to change the terms of the duel. He was the one challenged, so he got to pick the weapon. He picked a sword fight. The reason being, Abraham Lincoln was in good physical shape and, more importantly, was very, very tall indeed. Specifically, he had good reach with his arms, giving him a significant advantage in a sword duel. So significant, in fact, that when they met in September 1842 to do the duel, James Shields immediately backed down and they called a truce. And not just a truce, James Shields went on to serve under Abraham Lincoln in the Civil War and did so well that Abraham Lincoln promoted him. So, this ridiculous story of Abraham Lincoln writing fake letters in a newspaper under the pen name Rebecca, it's true, you can check this. That's why he's got a sword, I believe. Next up, take out the turret in the back room that's been dealing with all the ghouls for me as they appear to be dead. So, rear back corner, the John Wilkes Booth wanted poster, obviously the lad who shot Abraham Lincoln. Okay, never mind, one glowing one is left, but this here, this is where the railway rifle is going to shine. Because, number one, it's really good at crippling legs. And what happens if you take out a melee enemy's legs? Well, he's pretty much screwed. And now I can just walk away, putting bullets into you at my convenience. And then, when the time is right, oh, it just feels so nice to blast that head away. Okay, but now we're getting into the, yes, rather obscure and easy to miss items. So, down on the ground over here, Civil War draft poster, mixed in with a whole bunch of books. It's kind of supposed to be on the shelf, but, yes, it does just sometimes kind of, you know, Bethesda onto the ground, I think. And this one, bloody hell. So, in this room, full of various grey patterns, there it is, the famous hats. I walk past this so bloody often, but it is right there. Right, next up, make our way upstairs, right to the top of the stairs, just, oh, blimey. Okay, bit bright there, Pip-Boy Light. That's the Lincoln Memorial poster. That's what we actually need to complete the mission. And right on the desk next to it, we've got a fun historical reference. So, Lincoln's voice, a recording of Abraham Lincoln speaking, which is supposed to exist, but may just be made up and is just basically a historical urban myth, if you will. Various stories have circulated that in 1863, a very early piece of recording technology was used to record Abraham Lincoln's voice. However, no one's ever been able to produce the damn thing, so it's probably just a historical hoax or a misunderstanding, or could have just, you know, existed at one point, but it's been lost to history now. Off to the side upstairs, antique Lincoln coin collection, and then, oh yeah, here we go, the creme de la creme, what we were really bloody here for. Right next to this radar and a beautiful skill book. Never say no to a skill book. Oh yeah, Lincoln's repeater. Put inside a display case so you can't accidentally physics it out of the world or something, because, oh, you do not want to lose this thing. It's arguably the best gun in the game. This thing has a ridiculously good power. Damage 46 is brilliant. It has got perfect accuracy. In general, it is a good all-round gun. And on top of that, this thing actually bloody existed. So, apparently, at the start of the Civil War, an arms company just sent Lincoln a really fancy gun in an attempt to secure an arms purchase for the Civil War. And they've still got it in the Smithsonian Institute. You can go and see it, which is fun. Oh, and on top of that, obviously, you know, aesthetics are very important. This thing, oh, it looks just lovely with the pattern on it and 15 bullets per clip. beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Lincoln's hat, by the way, is actually also a pretty bloody good hat. Speech +5, intelligence +1. Not bad. Not bad at all. And on top of that, oh yeah, it just looks nice and fancy. Alright, it is perhaps the tallest hat in Fallout 3, and that is very, very important indeed. Still, all those items collected, let's just, head round the corner and finish off our main mission first. After all, don't forget that was only part 2 of our mission. Part 1 was, yes indeed, deal with the Lincoln Memorial itself and make sure it's nice and empty. So just take out a handful of wild dogs in this area. Nearby Brotherhood can help me out with that nonsense, like in your plasma weapon there. Lovely. Yeah, this side of the mall, much easier to deal with. Handful of dogs, nothing dramatic at all. Alright, other side, much nastier with the mutants and whatnots. And speaking of the mutants and whatnot, yes indeed. Unfortunately, or well, okay, fortunately or not, depending on your perspective, Hannibal was wrong. Mutants are not occupying the place. They were once upon a time, but they're not anymore. They're long since dead, so there's nothing to stop me at this point going back to Hannibal and saying, oh yeah, why don't you just move in? I'm sure there is no problem there whatsoever. Alright, technically I will be fulfilling the brief. Alright, he said to me, check if there are super mutants. No, there's not. However, yes, the slavers probably ought to be taken care of too.
That's close enough. What the hell are you doing wandering around here?
No trouble, buddy, no trouble. Just want to have a bit of a look-see round.
Curiosity can get a Wastelander killed. I'm going to let you through, but you'll have to talk to Mr. Walker first. Follow me. Oh, and stay off the memorial steps. They have orders to shoot anyone that gets too close. The dirt path is safe.
He's not kidding, by the way. One step on the steps, you are an enemy of this faction for life. Because yes, indeed, this mission has got 2 sides to it. The slavers and the slaves. And if you do it in favor of the slavers right now, then you can get into Paradise Falls for free if you've never been there before. Which is fun, but no, we're not going to be doing that, alright? We're going to be doing this nice and smooth and easy in favor of Hannibal. Not least as there's some rather cool stuff we can do with him yet.
We're from Paradise Falls. We're hunting runaway slaves. Have you seen any?
You know what? I respect this guy for getting straight to the point, and I can now kill all the slavers if I want to, but alternatively, I can tell this guy, oh yeah, they're 100% up in Old Olney, which unfortunately for them is a deathclaw nest. So that is a very nice, easy way of getting rid of them. This is only an option if you've already been and spoken to Hannibal first.
We'll have to go and take care of that little group of rebels. You can come watch if you want. Whether you do or don't, I'm looking to hire a Wastelander for a small job. I need someone to bring me some items from a nearby ruin. Are you interested?
And here we go. Everybody wants the same artifacts, but here's where things get a bit interesting, and rather fun actually, which is everybody pays different amounts for different artifacts, and it's not actually random. It kind of makes sense who's willing to pay more for what. You see, most of these items, Leroy Walker, leader of the slavers, he won't actually pay that much for. He just wants to destroy them, so they can't inspire any more slaves, but he's not really like, super into it or anything. Whereas Hannibal, he'll generally pay more. Leroy Walker, however, the one item he will particularly overpay for is a wanted poster for Lincoln's assassin, because what does Leroy Walker want to do? He wants to find Hannibal and assassinate him. He basically wants to be the new John Wilkes Booth to the post-apocalypse New Lincoln. And yes, if I want access to the memorial, I need to give him something. So a wanted poster's hardly that much of a big deal. You can have this, buddy.
Nice. I'll give you 75 caps for it.
There we go. He likes it, but no. I would like a lot more than that, please.
It's always about the extra caps with you, isn't it? Here, take your pay.
Still, that's that done, and more importantly, that's these guys are now running off into the distance, because they're under the impression that the slaves are up in Old Olney. So they're just going to gather up their men and head off to take care of their own business. So without firing a shot, I've just taken care of the slavers. This is by far the easiest solution. You definitely want to do it this way, because, yeah, taking out all the slavers, that could be a bit on the tricky side. This isn't a fake out, by the way. They don't just, run to the nearest door and then disappear. They genuinely go down into the tunnels and try and navigate through them to get out of the DC ruins so they can cross the wasteland. You can follow them all the bloody way to Old Olney and see who manages to make it or not. They do also, hilariously, I did not realise this till right now, follow the much more sensible route in and out of Museum Station that I recommended just a few weeks ago. So they've gone down to Anacostia to come out by Rivet City to get out of the tunnels as fast as possible. Now, unfortunately for them, no one ever took out the various super mutant encampments that are dotted along the river. These guys are neutral to basic raiders, but super mutants, oh no. Oh yeah, there we go. So they're now going to attempt to take out this super mutant encampment. But, yes, they are potentially going to find themselves outgunned pretty bloody fast, actually. There we go, one goes down already. Though, to be honest, they're going to do most of the work, which is, not a bad thing in the slightest. One less super mutant camp to worry about. Oh, I'm pretty sure number 2 is down in the background. In fact, actually, hang on. Was that their leader? No, he's still around for the time being at least, so we're not getting involved. Alright, we're just standing back and watching. Okay, so half their number's gone. Don't forget, there are more super mutants over the Jefferson Memorial. And, okay, you guys are, you're down to 3. And you actually taken out... No, they have not taken out all the mutants. There's definitely one more over there, though. Okay, one of these guys is definitely in a fair whack of trouble. They're not wearing much armor in the slightest, and they didn't even finish off that guy up there. Beautiful. So, okay, now they're going back over this direction. Never mind. Down to 2. Nope, there we go. Last one goes down. There is still somebody up there. I think I just shot the gun out of his hand. Beautiful. Buddy. It's time to go to sleep, okay? And there we go, a Leroy Walker goes down. Beautiful. So, mutants dead, one wasteland captive here. Okay, I'm going to let you go, but it's really important you don't give me any karma, because basically you don't want to know what happens next.
Here, I managed to hide these supplies before they tied me up. You take them. It's the best I can do to thank you.
So, okay, yes, if you turn them down, you get loads of karma. Do I still get a giant part of karma even if I take them?
You're right. I'll try to make it on my own. If I'm careful, I should be okay.
You really should be. Rivet City is, like, right over there. It is barely round the corner. She gave me 1 nail board. Brilliant. Okay, we're still neutral. We're fine. She doesn't need to die. Oh, no, I wouldn't go that way. Like, seriously, that way is... You know what? Some people you just can't bloody help. There is a giant city in sight right over there. There's even a caravan in the way that would have protected you, but she was determined to run into the Jefferson Memorial. Okay, some people you just can't bloody help. Still, while we're passing by Rivet City, there is in fact one other interested buyer that the game never mentions to you. Here we go, the Preservation Society, right here in Rivet City. The lad here, Abraham Washington, though of course he's most associated with, yes, the Declaration of Independence mission, he is very happy to buy every bit of Lincoln gear off you. And the particularly fun thing is, the items he's willing to pay most for, i.e. more than Hannibal, are the ones that would make the most sense in a museum. In particular, he loves the recording of Lincoln's voice, and will pay more for it than anybody else will, because bloody hell, that would be one hell of a museum exhibit. Even though he's willing to pay the most, though, we don't want to come to him just yet, because, yes, there's one other slightly odd, possibly accidental tweak to this mission, which is, first up, we should go back to Hannibal. Step 1, give Caleb the drawing.
I'll have no problems restoring the memorial with this. Thank you.
unfortunately you don't actually get paid for that. Now, if you really want to maximize the amount of money you make, you can sell that to Leroy and then steal it back or just pick it off his corpse when he gets himself killed. Anything else you sell to Leroy just disappears forever. The same is also true for Abraham Washington. Sell him something and yes, it just sort of disappears. However, Hannibal, he works a bit differently. So what I'm going to do now is sell everything to Hannibal. And there are a couple of fun twists to that as well. You see, most of these he'll just pay a decent amount of money for. So, the pennies with Lincoln's face on it. Fine, but hardly spectacular. However, there are 2 items of particular interest.
What a ridiculous hat. I'll pay you 25 caps for it.
How dare you say this is a ridiculous hat? How flipping dare you?
We will enshrine this right away.
And he puts it on. He actually puts it on immediately. And as for the rifle, same deal. These 2 items, i.e. the ones you can actually equip, he will equip and he'll use them. Or at least he's supposed to. Today he's decided he doesn't want to use it and I'm not sure why. Possibly the mod has slightly interfered with his choice of weaponry, but if we just crouch down for a second. As you can see here, he has got every single item on him, which is just absolutely flipping beautiful. Just like Leroy though, if you let him walk there, which he will now try and do, he is 100% going to die horribly at some point pretty bloody soon. So don't let him. Alright, it's a long bloody way to the DC ruins. He's going to die. Instead, just teleport there and the game will just kind of assume he makes it. All we do is return to the Mall Northwest, nearby to, yes, the Lincoln Memorial. This tunnel, by the way, if you go down this way, it leads down into Georgetown. So, if you want to get into the same area we were in last week, that's how you do it. As for, yes, the lad himself, he won't just teleport here. It'll take him about 24 hours, but if I'm not nearby, he'll be completely safe. Here we go, following morning he appears, and there we go! Finally! He actually bothers pulling out the gun there.
Take these schematics as a token of our gratitude.
So, that there is a good selection of loot. This is, it's a lovely mission. XP, fine, but more importantly, the dart gun. And here we are, level 10, so, okay, you know what? Let's get some round numbers going on. It upsets me when there aren't round numbers, damn it, and, okay, science 35, move that towards average, that'll be fine. Sneak 28, that'll do, lovely. Oh, and here's a cute twist, by the way. Fight the power still exists, but yes, now it is DT and bonus critical chance against Brotherhood and Enclave, as well as NCR and Legion. But, no. Obviously, finesse. For this character, there is no alternative. And now the lad just walks in and occupies the place and, I just realised, because we actually ran straight out after the raiders, I didn't actually sweep the place for traps, mines, etc, and... Are you guys gonna be okay? No, he's just kind of bumbling around down here, which, is a problem, because I'm going to be honest. We've got, yes, 2 issues, actually. Number 1, I'm now morally good, and that is unacceptable to me. And number 2, you, buddy, are sitting on, yes, a giant pile of valuable goods, together with, yes, indeed, like, the best gun in the game. And that means you need to go down, and to do that, well, as we are now taking out a group of slaves, how about we do it in a rather fun, ironic way, using the enslavement gun? Because the Mesmetron is a weird old thing with a couple of really weird tweaks to it that can be very, very useful indeed. So, as we've discussed before, when you shock someone with it, it rolls the die. It can stun them, so you can enslave them, or it can cause their head to explode, or it can frenzy them. However, there are certain, issues with that calculation. In particular, some characters can't be enslaved, because the game needs them for other bits and pieces. And other characters can't die, they're tagged as essential. And if that's true, that means the probability of a character being frenzied starts going up. As in, to the point of certainty. Not every character. Sometimes the game is sensible enough to, yes, set restrictions that mean the character can't be frenzied. But a surprisingly large number of characters can, and I think you probably know where we're going with this, actually. So just line up a nice VAT shot right over here. And just one shot in the leg will do it. In fact, you know what? No. The head. In his beautiful, beautiful hat. He now pulls out his gun, but you may notice he's not just attacking me. He is attacking everybody. All the other slaves have now turned on him because they just sort of know by magic that he is in fact now a bad person. But unfortunately, he's going to do a lot of damage to them too. Not least as I just gave him the best gun in the game. He is going to gun down his friends who he only just liberated. And no, not me. Shoot your dear old friends. Dear old flipping dear. Right, just hide out the way for 1 second. There we go. He's already taken out his own dog. He's about to murder Bill right there, and seriously, you can do this a lot. A surprisingly large number of characters, you can just walk up to them, shoot them with the Mesmetron, and then just walk away as their own friends turn on them. It's beautiful. Okay, hang on. Who are the survivors now? Because there's definitely... Okay, Bill's down over there. He's now turned his attention to me, but he's using a terrible pistol that's not doing a thing. So don't worry about that. There goes Bill. Okay, possibly this might be a bit too evil, actually. I wasn't planning to do this much murder. You've already been... No. I wasn't planning to kill all these people myself, actually. I was planning for, you know, Hannibal to do most of this. So you're now just running with no gun. Good, you've just lost your gun. Head pops off. Does anyone know what happened to Hannibal? Because, yes, they murdered Hannibal, but I think they kind of knew it was somehow my fault. There we go. There's the lad right there. So, Hannibal, just help myself to all of this, including some lovely, lovely bits and pieces. Small issue, mind. The gun. I.e., the single best gun in the game. The incredibly important rifle. I think possibly somebody shot it out of his hands and it's gone walkabouts. Did anybody see where it went? Oh, there we go. Okay. It was shot out of his hands and someone else picked it up. It's all under control. It's right there. It's still in pretty bloody good condition. Okay. Good. No problem. Yes. Somebody shot it out of his hands. That's probably why he didn't do so well. So... Okay. Slight concern. I did just murder a lot of people. That doesn't make sense. How can I possibly be good? This game. This bloody game and its karma system. Okay, hang on. Who else needs to die? Right, guys, good news. I'm back and I'm so sorry. But, can't help but notice, yes, Arafu contains many people who enjoy just standing around mostly on their own, not in armor, which is rather useful for me right now. Okay, now this is me just doing the world a favour. Sooner or later, he's going to go bananas and murder everyone again. Oh, I've just gained the Lord Death perk and everything. Nope, still morally good. Does anyone else know? Okay, some other people know about this. Some other people do know. That's fine. We just need to take them out one by one. Thank you for the map markers, by the way. We are going to go and check those out later. But seriously, this gun it is ridiculous. It is so good. Right, so that's another murder. Now, Evan King. Seriously, this gun. This gun is just beautiful. It just knocks their heads off like nobody's business. And am I just not losing karma for murders? Because I am trying to lose karma here. I mean, I can lose karma for stealing tin cans. That's morally bad. Murder apparently is okay today, and I'm not sure why. Oh, there we go. That's done it. So, okay, basically coming into the town and murdering all of them, that didn't do a thing. But coming into Evan's house and stealing all of his glasses, that was enough to push me back into neutrality. Beautiful. Still, that leaves me with the world's most powerful gun, a fabulous hat, and more importantly than that, a giant pile of stuff I can now sell to Abraham Washington, because there's nothing to stop you just selling it twice in a row. Not 3 times, though, because yes, it just disappears out of the game if Abraham or Leroy buys it. But if you sell it to Hannibal first, you can just, yes, murder him, and then sell it a second time. Beautiful. And you know what? I feel good about this, because Abraham, he runs a museum in a relatively secure, safe, well-guarded city. So as a result of that, this stuff is going to be kept safe for posterity. Okay, I am doing a history, a service. The murder, that wasn't strictly necessary, that was just karma management. Aside from one small problem, which is, some of the items are missing. Hang on, did I forget to pick them up? I've just come back to the, yes, memorial, and... Okay, Hannibal's now got armor. He definitely didn't have that before, right? Together with 3 bits of stuff I forgot to pick up, and... Okay, things just got weird, but you know what? I will not say no to double combat armor. And you know what, buddy? I'm gonna do you one last favor as well. Okay, I was going to lay him poignantly in the arms of the Great Emancipator, but, it turns out the memorial's a bit taller than I was expecting, so he just gets to be slumped by the base instead. Here we go, back again, and this time, yeah, this is the stuff he is really, really into.
An actual recording of Lincoln's voice? Amazing! Please, allow me to compensate you for it. I'll pay you 60 caps.
It is admittedly only 10 caps more than anybody else, and honestly, I still feel like people are very much underpaying for a completely unique historical relic, but you know what? I'll take what I can get. He's also super into Lincoln's hats.
Lincoln's actual hat? Amazing! I must have it for the museum. How does 70 caps sound?
Like an absolute cocking ripoff, I'm keeping it, mate. And yes, indeed, unlike poor old Hannibal, if we now check his inventory, this stuff is just gone. It has disappeared from the game forever. Still, don't forget the single most important reward from that entire mission, and that, of course, is the dart gun. An absolute ridiculous mega murder machine, which... Okay, we can't get into that today. That deserves its own spotlight down the line, I would say. And speaking of which, I'd say that's enough for now, because, oh yeah, I have got myself a new suit of armor, a new hat, and a brand new gun, a ridiculously amazing gun too. And we've barely even used the railway rifle either. Oh, bloody hell, this loadout is, it's starting to get somewhere. And I'd say next time it's time to check in with Megaton and see what needs doing there, because I have been thinking recently, this series is called Tale of Two Wastelands. And that has given me an idea. The greatest business venture in the history of Fallout. So, join me next week and we can discuss some more of that. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd. And this has been Fallout, Tale of Two Wastelands. Thank you very much, and goodbye. If we just hide the bodies, nobody needs to know about this. Yes! My stupid plan has worked! It turns out I'm a genius! The giant rat scorpion is not gone! Oh, hang on, there's more yet though, I'm still being very shocked. Guys, where's the NCR? Nobody needs to know.